listening to the Bantering Bohs Show.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Bohs fans, it's your boy JR. Do you like to shop? Of course you do. Amazon is everything you need. I mean, literally, everything you need. From Amazon Fire tablets to the latest Blu-rays and video games, all you got to do is just click on that Amazon banner on our website, thebanteringbohs.com. And if you really want to help us out and support the whole thing we got going on here, then please do us a favor. Do all your shopping through our Amazon page here at the Bantering Bohs. Thank you.
And we're on.
Live.
Yay! Yay! This, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be one hell of a banter. If not the best banter, I will go on record saying it could be the best banter ever. So, without further ado, JR, it's your pitch, buddy.
Good luck.
God damn.
Actually, I'm going to admit this would be a hell of a lot better had we recorded last night.
No, true.
Just
in the heat of the moment.
Just for the record, guys, Dragon Ball Z. My power level was about 9,000 in that truck. I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah.
My hair turned blonde.
Yeah.
Electric bullets coming out everywhere. For everyone who's ever had to build a man cave out there, as I'm in the process of putting together.
Yes.
Last little pièce de resistance is putting a bar in the basement. And I find a beauty on the wonderful invention known as Craigslist. And no, I wasn't going to go to be murdered or anything like that.
Go to pick up hookers.
Yeah, and you brought us along for the ride, too.
Yeah.
Brad's like, I think he ordered this on Craigslist. I was like, God damn it.
That's the main reason I brought you guys. You know, I needed muscle. Just saying. But
you looked at the wrong place.
so this guy's got this wonderful bar for sale. He's moving out of his homes. I'm like, all right, okay, I got to let's go for it. I asked the guy, how much is your pub table / bar? Now, I will admit there may be a trifle bit of responsibility on my end, because I should not have assumed that somebody in America who comes from that neck of, I believe it's county, has more than 2 brain cells. Anybody who wants to write me hate mail, go right ahead.
And he's a Dallas Cowboys fan with a dog named Dallas.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was a Cowboys fan, so that
Die-hard Dale Earnhardt Jr. fan, too.
he was about
Dallas.
he was about as mentally capable as Jerry Jones, owner of the Dallas Cowboys, is. Needless to say, beautiful bar, totally happy with the help of my 2 wonderful friends right here. We get that bad boy loaded on a U-Haul truck, which I rented, which was going to cost me about $80 just to get up and back and get that bad boy unloaded. Long story short, give the guy the money. Hey, man, you're about $300 short.
You want to run that by me again?
Squeeze me? Squeeze me? A baking powder?
Remember? Think so?
I could have. I could have sworn you said it was $300 short, but in your email you said it was $125.
Hey, man, you're about like $300 short.
That was my pub table. My pub table is $125.
Yeah.
Why in the hell would I rent a truck for a damn pub table I could put in the back of my car? Mm-hmm. Oh, well, you never asked anything about the price. I have the email right here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, damn, I wish we had done the cash transaction first. We could have avoided this. Well, can you do $200? I have that in my pocket right now. No, man, least I can do is $350.
There's at least $350 of equipment in that bar. Like,
Sir, all I can say is you're lucky I don't have a firearm right now.
Personally, I think you're an idiot.
Thank you, Sean. By the way, I'm loving watching your old movies as James Bond. We'll get into that later. So, needless to say, after a wonderful tirade that would have made Quentin Tarantino blush in the cabin of that rental truck, I drove the U-Haul, the bouncy ride that it is, all the way back from Joppatown to Pasadena to return it, and then went home and proceeded to... yeah, let's just say I could barely lift my arms after the workout I did last night.
Oh, that's a good workout, you know.
So after all was said and done, there is still no bar in the man cave. I'm out $80 for a rental truck that shouldn't have even been rented in the first place. And there's a bastard in who really needs to stop dipping in the family tree because that gene pool is going nowhere.
This is the Bantering Bohs Show. Brian Thomas, the movie buff. From movie news and reviews to the most useless movie facts you don't need to know. Brian is the true connoisseur of Hollywood. Brad Beals, the video game guru. From the latest trending gaming reviews to highlights of the best games you're not playing. There's a reason we call him Game Genie. James Revere, the sports fanatic. From game recaps to stats to insight on the latest sports controversies. Move over, Bob Costas. JR will run you over. And now, here are your hosts, the Bohs.
Welcome, everyone, to the Bantering Bohs Show. My name is Brian Thomas, and joining me, as always, is the rest of the Bohs. James Revere.
Cheers, mate.
And Brad Beals.
Howdy.
What's going on? This is the show where we recap the latest news and hot topics in video games, sports, and movies, and then banter about them. Happy Hump Day, everybody.
Hump Day.
Hump Day, and a lovely hump it was.
Dude, do you drive that camel here every show, dude?
Yeah, he just kind of meanders in and out.
He's in and out,
That's
you know.
pretty cool, though.
Yeah. He's got
He comes and goes as he
Save on
pleases.
gas. You know.
he's got a nice little hump, and you know, then all of a sudden he just says, "Oh, where is it?"
Hola! Me llamo Vecina de la Muerta. There's no easy way to say this. I'm pregnant, Trevor.
Oh yeah, we got to throw that in there. Why not? Yeah, we're gonna have some of his news in there. So, boys, welcome back.
Thank you.
To the audience, welcome back to another fun-filled, which we hope will be a fun-filled episode. Shall we say? It will be. I guarantee you that. There's always some kind of news topic going on out
There is
there.
banter abound.
There's something to always banter about.
yeah,
No matter where it is, we will find something to bitch about.
Even in the
honestly.
darkest corners of Japatown, we find something we're bantering about.
One day, whenever return there, and I might think twice about going to a Royal Farms again too. Just saying, because that was the most sketchy parking lot I've ever been in. But speaking,
been
At
worse.
least it was wide open so you could see if someone was going to mug you.
Yeah, true.
And speaking of sketchy,
I was like, wait a minute, where's he going with it?
I should just kind of filled that in there last second. But I
Yeah.
gotta admit, sometimes when you're hot, you're hot.
It's like, where's he going? Sketchy, drawing. I don't know.
Yeah, I was being serious about the sketchy part.
Boom, tough acting, tonight acting.
There you go.
Yeah,
Well, then let's go with itchy. I don't
Yeah.
know. Smelly,
Ooh.
maybe. Yeah.
stop talking about Boomer like that, man.
Maryland's finest. Oh, no, wait, Chris Berman. Never
Yeah,
mind.
I'm talking about Chris Berman. Not,
Yeah.
I like Boomer's eyes. But
It's funny listening to him try to talk about anything other than football. You know he's reading it straight from the cue card, and he has no clue
Yeah.
what he's doing.
True.
does he still have problems like clearing his throat too when he's at it? Because
Yeah,
it sounds like he's losing his voice every time on the NFL.
The best
today.
part's been now he's on CBS Radio, and he'll do sports updates randomly. And it's, hi, I'm Boomer Esiason here to talk about NCAA college basketball action. What are you doing? You're a quarterback. Shut up.
Way to go, CBS, for whoring out all your.
Like
your-
here
all
I
your
am to
sports
talk about
analysts.
the latest rule changes in Major League Baseball. What do you know about it?
Yeah.
What's a bat?
Stop talking.
Are you starting with some b-ball? Maybe. No. Whatever you want to do.
It's one quick one. It's not a police blotter.
Oh my
but,
god.
According to news reports that I read today, Terrell Suggs owes some money, but he's already paid it back.
okay. Never mind.
good.
That.
We're good.
Skip it.
You know,
Yep.
that's not
Okay.
even,
That's fine.
hey, it's legal matters. It's Baltimore Ravens. Got to at least mention it. Otherwise, I have nothing to talk about.
Yeah.
So we'll get right to it with the Maryland Terrapin male basketball team, who are now out of the dance. In a heartbreaker, they lose to the West Virginia Mountaineers. They don't get their asses handed to them by any means, but their best player leaves with a concussion.
Yeah.
Melo's out of the game the last 10 minutes, so to say they lose by 10, and their senior point guard, Des Wells, just kind of craps the bed, for lack of a better term. Not the kind of game you expected he'd be able to have. So, they're out. They don't get to dance anymore, but the way people had them predicted, I think, to finish 10th out of 12 teams in the division, they finished second. They make the dance for the first time in 5 years. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Good news as well, though. Sounds as though Melo Tremble and Jake Layman will both be coming back for their senior and sophomore years. Layman, his skill set's nowhere near NBA ready, so obviously he has to come back. Melo has only said he will leave if an NBA scout guarantees him that someone will draft him in the first round. He's got the skill set, I think, but he needs to develop a little more size. I mean, he's only about 6'1", and he's, pretty sure any one of us could push him to the ground, no questions asked. I mean, he's
true.
Against some of those other guys, he needs to develop an outside game, which he really doesn't have. But if you add those two coming back with the freshman recruits, as well as a highly touted 5-star transfer from Georgia Tech, who was ineligible this past year due to NCAA rules, things are looking up for the Terps.
Okay.
All right.
The Lady Terrapins, on the other hand,
Yeah.
Buddy.
they hand Providence their first loss of the season and are now on to the Sweet 16 this weekend, where they will face the Lady Blue Devils of Duke. We all know how much we hate the Dukies.
I see what you did there. Yeah.
I'll have one a show. That was it. There's a good chance, the way it's going with that deep of a roster, Brendan Freese has got a legitimate shot to bring a title home to Maryland. UConn always seems to be the big ones there. We remember how good they were a couple years ago, like 2 straight seasons, no loss whatsoever, won the title both times. It was a good run for them, but sounds as though the Lady Terps are on their way.
Cool.
Now, when I do a little word association here, we're on Orioles now.
Oh crap! I got to think now.
I'm going to say a name.
This is gonna hurt.
And first feeling that pops into your head, just go for it. Ubaldo Jimenez. Keeping in mind, let's not make Brian have to do some editing work on this.
Yeah, really. Thinking. Still thinking.
Dumbass!
Okay, all right. Would you believe if I said turning a corner?
What?
He, if you guys remember how infuriating it was to watch him, he'd have about 120 pitches in 4 innings from walking about 8 batters every game.
Yeah.
He hasn't issued a walk now in 13 spring innings.
Wow.
And his last start was 5 shutout innings, no walks, 3 strikeouts.
Where were you last year?
Yeah, really.
Sounds like something could...
Did Buck have the old talk with him?
It must have been...
Did you get a hold of that Adderall?
He might have that locker next to Chris Davis, I'm just saying, because...
Not a left thumb for him, too. Here's some Royal Farms chicken and some Adderall.
Yeah, true.
They go together.
What's that white powder on it? Trust me, it's really going to help. You'll love the taste. It's a good problem to have, considering how much money the guy still is going to make for the next 3 years. But once again, it now becomes, if he is in fact returning to the form we thought we were going to get.
The prophecy has come.
I don't know if this guy's the first coming, but
jeez, yeah.
I think Buck may have had that first coming talk with him, like you said, though. If you don't wise up, you will be coming to Jesus.
Yeah, one of his Buckisms. Yeah, I like our boys, and you're not going to be one of them, so you better sit down and shut the
I like our guys, but you're not one of them if you don't straighten your ass out. But once again, though, it'll be the question of if Kevin Gossman may end up being the odd man out once again. I mean, you guys remember, if not for him, we probably don't go as far in the playoffs.
True.
I mean, he saved that one start of Chen's, I think it was, ends up coming in going 5 shutout innings, striking out like seven of one of the most prolific.
A little late on it.
It's like, I did say Chen, didn't I?
Yeah.
Okay. But,
Can't wait to season.
Go O's. So it'll be interesting to see how the rotation shapes up. Brian Mattis, he is on the trade block as we speak. Everyone's like, why is he being stretched out to be a starter? It's because we've got too many damn people in the bullpen and someone's got to go. Mm-hmm. Quite a few teams are interested, a couple of which have said, hey, if he wants to be a starter again, we'll give him a shot. The Orioles really like their Rule 5 guys they got from the New York Mets. Logan Verrett. God, that's a weird name. And Jason Garcia, you've heard me talk in praise about him quite a lot. And that brings me finally, because I don't know if I'd be able to stretch this out over quite a few sports segments, how I think the division is going to shape out for the season.
Ooh, prediction time. I like it.
Everybody seems to think Boston is going to be the team to go from worst to first this year and win the American League East. But me, on the other hand, I'm not saying this because I work for them, but Baltimore will win the division once again this year.
Yay.
Yeah, buddy.
Everyone just went nuts. Oh, Boston brought in Hanley Ramirez. He hasn't played a full season in about 5 or 6 years. Wow. When he's healthy, he's good, but that's a big when. They brought in Pablo Sandoval. You're talking about a guy who reported to camp the same size as David Ortiz. And you want him to play an athletic position like third base.
Oh.
We actually could have also gone for the gong because they call him Big Panda. So,
there it is.
everyone's going... Fatality.
We'll get to that later.
Yeah.
Everyone's going crazy for all the moves they've made, but they've got a bunch of has-beens and injury-prone retreads in the rotation now. I just don't see where they got better than we did. Everyone seems to think that losing Nelson Cruz and losing Andrew Miller, who is with the Yankees, and letting Nick Markakis go, which was like, oh, we lost Nick. Yeah, it sucks to see him go, but who cares? He was getting old. Yeah, he was getting Melissa McCarthy. He was getting Melissa McCarthy. But yeah, what they've lost in power, they've made up for more with speed and on-base percentage, because we live or die by the home run last year. We didn't quite get there. If we've got people who can steal bases and can go from first to home on a double instead of just, first to second or something, I think there's going to be a lot more situational baseball, a lot more small ball, something we didn't see the Birds do a lot of, and going to surprise some people again.
All right.
Because, Blue Jays lost their Cy Young Award winner to a torn ACL. The Yankees are just old. And
Don't like them.
Yep.
Tampa Bay, unless your name is Evan Longoria, they don't have anybody around them to get on base because they traded everyone and everything away that resembled talent. So, Tampa ends up in last, and Baltimore takes it home again. Maybe not by double digits,
Okay.
but still ends up becoming the last team standing to come out of the division.
All right, March 25th, 2015. There's your prediction.
Yeah.
There you go.
And if I'm wrong, please don't tell my bosses because, I praise them, so that doesn't violate any codes. I think I'm okay.
Hey, man, you got to check.
Yeah.
I didn't sign the paper, so I should be all right with that.
Okay, one more
But,
time of banter's fine.
Yeah. But speaking of codes, what do you got for me, Brad?
Ooh. I'm going to try to change his name to Keystone, because it's so smooth. Oh boy! What's your name?
Keystone.
Let me make this little kitty purr. I wish they
Gotta
brought
love
back
it.
those commercials. But on to actual gaming news, apparently. Now, you remember last week, of course, going off of the fatality bit that we had earlier.
Yeah.
Remember how last week I reported on that we got at least the first DLC character coming out for the Mortal Kombat X?
Jason.
Yes.
We did finally find out the rest of the squad. Of course, it's going to be 4 characters. So you have Jason. You have Tanya and Tremor, who are apparently from previous Mortal Kombat games and came in there as a cameo.
I thought you were talking about those worms from the weird movies back in the day. That would be kind of cool,
Almost,
actually.
yeah, true. But moving on, especially to the last character being the more interesting one of it all, I just want to take you a wild guess to kind of figure this one out. I'll give you a hint from a movie.
Ooh. Can you give us a clue on the movie, though?
It's science fiction.
Predator.
God, instantly! Damn, I'm good! Yeah! Yes, you can play
We were
as a
just
Predator.
talking about before you came here, too.
Damn it. Wow. That's probably why, yeah. You're just like,
Yeah.
you beat me to the punch. But yes, you'll be able to play as a Predator.
Sorry,
especially-
Bradley.
I was so hyped up and ready. I'm like, I got this. Nope, we already knew about it. Damn!
I got it this time.
You snotty little bastard.
That's what I thought. I'm looking right at you, Brian.
Yeah. All right.
But at least we do finally find out the new character's going to be out for that, and that'll be coming
It makes so
around.
much sense, though, to have him
True.
in
I mean,
there,
you think about it. It's like, what characters can you put in there from Mortal Kombat that's violent and think, hello, Predator? That crap, is he around here again?
Yeah.
You are one ugly mother.
The lions, the tigers, the bears. Oh, my. You're the lion, JR.
Oh, dear Lord, the quotes in that movie. What can I say? But
Yeah.
at least we did find out the original one, so do look for that. There's apparently like
Cool.
2 editions out in there, so
Can't wait.
yeah, just...
How much
choose-
longer are we waiting till?
Oh, you're waiting until what, the end of April there or something? What was it?
They pushed it back.
Yeah, that's right.
So-
They pushed it. No. They pushed back the. Remember what I quoted before? They pushed back the Xbox 360 version and the
Right.
PS3, but the other ones are still out there. So
We'll get all the glitches on Xbox One.
yeah, exactly. Back in the summer of 2000, but the other ones will still come out on April 14th. So
I'm there. Are you with me, JR? I think I can scrounge up some pennies. Starting with that
you
right
got
there.
it. Yeah, you go with those. Let's see what you do.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But in terms of other release date news, we did finally find out that Act 2 of Broken Age, the game from Double Fine, the freakingly funded successful Kickstarter program that came out for Double Fine's game Broken Age, Act 2, the second half of the game, will be released on April 28th for PC, as well as the whole game itself will come out on PS Vita as well, too. So that is their... This was the Kickstarter funded project that was done back in 2012, actually, if I'm not mistaken. Whereas one of those, success stories that were like, Tim Schafer put up saying like, hey, I want to get back into adventure games. You guys want to fund this? And it was like instantly funded within like 3 days or something ridiculous and kept like going over. Basically. I'm surprised you even still have that one on there.
I don't know how.
But yeah, this was one of those ones where it was like really crowdfunded, and then they said that they were out of money, and then had to do another Kickstarter, and there was a whole lot of drama. That's why they had to break the game up into 2 sections. You have the first half, and then you have the second half. Mind you, they also put a lot of money into getting into sound, and especially getting talented voice actors, especially in there, because they got some, top of the line ones there, especially. So.
Better get Keith David. I'm just saying.
He's not in there, unfortunately. You do get Jet Black. And, of course, Jennifer Hale, because she's in every freaking thing. And Elijah
that
Woods.
name. Oh,
Jennifer Hale.
yeah.
You'll know her especially because she's, again, in everything, but most notably known for in Mass Effect, she plays Femme Shepard, and BioShock Infinite, she's one of the Lutesses.
Okay.
So, easy one to do. She's almost in like every cartoon apparently too, doing a voice and something like that. She has I know you're looking at the picture of her now, but she has a
I was gonna say.
range.
I was gonna say we'll send that out on Instagram.
No, she has
She looks like
she
what-
has a voice, and she has a wide range with
Okay.
that voice. I'm just saying now.
Now we know what happened to Xenia Warrior Princess.
No, she was on Battlestar Galactica. Remember?
I don't know.
But yeah, that'll come out. Again, look for it April 28th. This is just probably, imagine, just be an update to those who already have it. Get to play it and try to see at the ending, because it did end. Act 1 did end on like a little bit of a cliffhanger, saying like, here's what's going to happen. It's a kind of the first one, especially, a lot of people expect to be like in the old adventure game style setup where you had a little bit more tougher puzzles. These were a little bit more casual kind of puzzles, but you can still get through it. Visually, stunning, and voice acting is just spectacular. So can't go wrong. So do look out for that.
All right.
Moving on to drama that has apparently been going on over at Konami, I have to say. Now they want to make sure with this because they had to put out so many statements. Hideo Kojima, pretty much the creator of the Metal Gear series, will not be working on any more Metal Gears after the upcoming Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain. He does want to iterate that he's committed to it 100%. That Phantom Pain, he's on that 100%. However, we're very suspicious about what his actual, employment status will be, because after they mentioned this, Konami has removed Hideo Kojima and Kojima Productions branding from the Metal Gear websites. They've also renamed Kojima Productions Los Angeles to Konami Los Angeles Studios. So, and there's nothing, especially in Hideo's Twitter page. So something's going on over there, and it's not looking good.
Somebody got the gong.
Yeah, probably. But at the same time, it's oh man, Hideo. Well, he does have. If we look at what's coming down the pipeline, he's working on Phantom Pain, and then after this, he's going to be working on Silent Hills, which we saw in the PT teaser trailer that you get as free download on PlayStation 4 Network. So he's working on basically Silent Hills in collaboration with what's his name now? I can't remember. It's in there. I'm sorry.
Yep,
I'm
okay.
clicking on it, but it's still at the same time. It's okay, you're taking the guy who originally created, and the guy who's basically saving your butt, Konami, and you're gonna, by the looks of it, you're basically kind of giving the axe. So something's going on behind the doors that they're not saying, obviously. So, but it's sad to see that. Again, we'll wait to see how the Phantom Pain goes out when it drops this holiday season, especially because that's one of the bigger name titles to come out there, especially going to be across all systems. We did get a little taste of it with Ground Zeroes, but again, that was a $30 demo. So, yeah.
It's probably we wanted to make this a yearly franchise like Assassin's Creed.
No. No, Hideo Kojima, he is just crazy. If you ever play any of the Metal Gear games, you can see he is just out there. But we love him for it because that's where we get so much creativity. So yeah, Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain. We shall see and hope for it. Especially we did finally get a actual release date since we found out that Batman Arkham Knight was delayed, but we didn't get an actual date until now. With a recent gameplay trailer out there, and we should really put this up on the Bantering Bohs website because it's an actual in-game trailer of the upcoming Arkham Knights. You do get to see Batman get around in the Batmobile, fly around, and actually into some combat and see how the game works. But they also dropped the release date of it being now Batman Arkham Knight will release on June 23rd. Only a 3-week delay from what's originally thought. So at least you don't have to wait too much longer to think okay, they're going to knock it back to, the fall season. No, it's just 3 weeks later than what they thought. Could just be a licensing thing. Maybe they didn't get it worked over.
Yeah, I was going
with.
to say, do you know why it was delayed?
They're not really saying, but at the same time, it's you think 3 weeks. That's really not that much. So I would think there's something there.
We waited this long for it. When we start seeing trailers for that since the end of last year, at least.
Exactly. We've had trailers for it in 2013 and everything like that. Even E3 before that, probably. But again, this is coming from Rocksteady, the guys who did Arkham Asylum and Arkham City. So it's you're in good hands at least. And you've got the original voice characters coming back, especially for playing Batman himself. Harley Quinn, I think they're now on to who used it in, because she's apparently in there as well. I think she's going to be voiced by, is it Tara? I can't remember her name. Is the one who did for Arkham City. Scarecrow looks to be a prominent part. And then the actual Arkham Knight himself, which we don't know much on, but we'll find out in the game. So definitely look out for that because I know I'll be excited. I know you're excited.
I'm super excited. 2 games that you just said tonight is just
Mortal Kombat and Batman Arkham Knight. So
that'll keep me busy the rest of the year. Unless there's something else coming out.
You're already parked out, or you've already pre-ordered it off the Amazon, off our Bantering Bohs website, haven't you?
Oh boy,
not yet. Working on it.
Need money to do that first.
Yeah, true. But on things that
Terra Strong.
That's who it was. Yep. But on to things that you don't actually need money for. Apparently. Would you guys be interested in a free-to-play Halo Online?
Ooh, would I?
I'd give it a shot.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Problem is, you gotta live in Russia for that to happen. Apparently, right now, it is
I don't like it that much.
No.
Yeah, apparently, they're going to be 343 Studios said that they're going to be working on a closed beta right now for a free-to-play Halo Online, just the name by itself. But they're only testing it in Russia. on PC systems, which I find very strange that they'd be doing it in there because Russia.
It's a setup, I'm telling you.
Probably, I guess. They're going to test market in Russia because, well, let's see, what's the biggest kind of games over there? I imagine it's like...
Vodka.
Yeah, exactly. That's the biggest game right there. Trigo.
You're dead.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Yes. But the game's going to be running off a modified Halo 3 engine, and again, going to a closed beta. Apparently, they're not going to be, from what I'm reading, apparently they're not going to be checking regional IDs, so apparently you can get into it if you live outside of Russia, apparently you want to get into the beta, but again, you're going to have to understand Russian. Or need a translator bot on there, so...
Don't want to.
I know, but it's Halo on a PC, which is not too many, because you've only had Halo 1, 2 from Vista. That was basically it.
Yeah.
Sadly. So if it comes around, they move out of Russian, try to get to internationally, fantastic. But again, we shall see how that all works out. And probably onto some others, apparently big news, especially with the recent conference we had last week that went on, how Nintendo came out and basically spoke that they're kind of re-changing a lot of ideas and direction they want to go, especially business-wise.
Guys, we're broke.
Basically is what they're like, no, we're not broke yet. We're just looking for new venues. So Nintendo was like, yeah, we need to keep up with the times because we're getting our ass beat here, let's be honest, with the Wii U. But basically they're looking to obviously move out to other platforms, essentially what they said at that conference. So they're looking to go PC, mobile tablets, and moving out to, of course, stick with their regular consoles that they have and the 3DS as well. But they also said it as well, the something they quoted saying that Nintendo NX. So people have maybe speculated that could be a new system, but nobody knows yet. They've just kind of used a code word. I don't know, but we did get a little bit more word, especially with the mobile side of it. They're going to be teaming up with company DNA. That's DENA apparently. And they'll be looking to get their first game out by the end of 2015 out there. Now, of course, they want to say that they want to restructure the whole business model of the mobile game system, which I don't know if they can, but if Nintendo's the only one that can probably do it, shall we say, with the mobile games right now, because let's be honest, how the market is right now with free-to-play games on a mobile.
Yeah.
Just
throw in the towel. How about they still create games and that's it?
They can create games if they want to go the route of like Sega and go third party. And let's just say the Wii U could have been like the Sega Dreamcast, sadly, and just call in town and be like, let's just make games for other systems. That'd be great because trust me, it would sell if they want, especially if they want to make money, something like that.
Imagine playing Mario Kart on an Xbox.
Oh, I'd be down for that. That PC. Oh, totally down. Hey. Hands where I can see them, buddy. But I would love to see, especially Nintendo franchise, expand out and actually get to other platforms, especially on PC. You can do so much on that. They do want to keep, obviously, their family-friendly, centered orientation and ideals with their games. So that's the same. Again, if I see Zelda on freaking Xbox or PlayStation, I know.
Just went from 6 to midnight.
Yeah. How about just even Donkey Kong?
Donkey Kong, bring back that.
Look at all these titles that could.
I know. These are all the first party named titles that we know of. But that's the only thing that comes out on Nintendo systems. You try to get a third party in there, you can't. They had to pay Platinum to put on Bayonetta 2 on there.
Right.
And that game is amazing. But at the same time, they had to pay them to put them on there, and no one's going for the Wii U. Sadly, it's just Nintendo. We loved you.
It was too little, too late.
Shall we say?
Maybe. I don't know.
It was a mid-systems console. A lot of people are speculating this conference basically says that they threw in the towel, which, they're not going to do that. They're not going to openly admit saying, this was a failure. No, they made so much money off the Wii, and now they're just kind of in a downward slump, basically. And they've just, there's a lot more competition out there, especially, so they have to keep up, and that's the sad thing. But if they have to adapt and do that, that would be great. More Nintendo stuff out there on different consoles, on different platforms. Fantastic. Hopefully we get that. And hopefully, Mario Kart on Xbox or something. Please.
Mario Party, Bradley. No.
Mario Party is okay.
I thought you were a Mario Party guy. No, you were Super Smash Brothers.
Smash Brothers, yes.
Smash Brothers on Xbox One. I may not sleep for a week.
Wow. I'm sorry, wrong one.
It's kind of hilarious how they actually have to remake GameCube controllers for the new one just so people could play it, because they're like, no, I'm not using these motion controls because the game controller worked. Mm-hmm. And it's also hilarious that game was not supposed to be like a competitive game, but it became a competitive game since of Melee.
Right.
So, again, Nintendo, please come back to making games. But on to probably my last bit of news I do want to touch on. Do you remember back in E3, I mentioned one little hidden gem out there coming from EA that was apparently going to come out? A long-awaited title that I know probably a lot of us wanted to try out and play. From probably one of our favorite, shall we say, movies out there. I know, I'm stretching.
Yeah. I don't even remember what I did yesterday, to be honest with you.
Star Wars game of some kind?
That is correct, my dear sir.
Hey.
With the upcoming
Rogue
release...
Squadron, right?
Actually, with the upcoming... that we haven't heard for a while now, but the hopefully upcoming Star Wars Battlefront will apparently debut in April at the Star Wars Celebration. It's a semi-annual fan convention taking place in Anaheim, California, April 16th to the 19th. During this conference, EA will show off what DICE, the makers of Battlefield, most notably known for that, are going to be showing what they've made in the game and pretty much show off what's there and give us more details on it, because... well, all we had is a very simple teaser trailer for it at an E3, and this is apparently slated for a, let's see here, 2015 holiday release, and we haven't heard anything yet. I know. Keep laughing it up, fuzzball. But it's like, yeah. Hey, settle down. You got very close. You still hit that bar.
Just grazed your ear over there.
Firing.
Yeah.
Not the first time that's happened in this house.
Don't worry, it's a stormtrooper. They don't hit anything.
No,
not from what I saw in the new trailer. I don't know if those guns look pretty high tech.
We'll see. But especially, it's like, okay, Star Wars Battlefront. Star Wars Battlefront. Great game, especially Star Wars Battlefront 2. Amazing. Haven't heard anything for a long time. We missed one console generation and nothing on it. And now it's like, okay, now you got it. Give us something. Because all we have is a little teaser. It's like, yeah, DICE, Star Wars Battlefront. It's happening. What's happening? Give us details.
Do we know what? You don't know anything what the game could be about? Or
it's going to be, it's going to be in the same style as if you played the same ones before, I would assume. It'll be just basically, if you play the Battlefront series or Battlefield series, it's just that, but with Star Wars paint job. If you did play Star Wars Battlefront 2 or the front one, it's pretty much just that. They just took their Battlefield, gameplay and just put a whole Star Wars paint job on it. But still, those games were fun.
Yeah.
And we'd love to see them come back, and it's like...
what kind of characters could you be in there?
I mean, you played as either the Imperials or the Rebels, or especially playing the prequels. Oh, yeah. But
don't ever say that in my house again.
But of course,
that's going to be your head.
The cool thing with back there is you did get to choose your class, like you did in in Battlefield. You get to choose your class. Assault troop if you want to be like stormtrooper, shock trooper, or any like the sniper troopers.
Sniper.
Yeah, exactly. And then if you build up enough battle points, I think you could choose to switch over and get their special character, which would usually be like a Jedi, and you just go to town on the battlefield.
What are the maps are like in that? Like, can you battle in Hoth or whatever?
You did. I mean, they did have the Hoth battle. They did have a couple of the other like battle of, all the like famous battles that were in there, especially. Right. But it's like all we had, especially in the trailer, was just like just a Hoth, and then you just see the AT-AT walkers like foot just come down. It's like Battlefront. It's like, okay, that's teaser, but we need to know more details. Let's be honest, more details give us more information, especially when it comes to video games and especially to movie news. So, Brian, would you take that one away? You can tell when I'm stretching out a bit. For a while, I was thinking in my head.
I'm just sitting here waiting, twiddling my thumb, cracking my pen. That's okay. That's what I do. So, all right, boys. So, Weekend box office. First of all, when was the last time you guys made it to the movies? To be honest, because
nothing.
We're coming down to the home stretch.
John Wick, probably.
We're coming down to the home stretch of crap. Let me just say that, okay?
Yeah,
and,
Kingsman was the last one I made it to.
Well, and with all due respect to Kingsman, I mean, there really hasn't been anything that's
you need
been,
to run out and be like, we need to see this now.
I mean, American Sniper, I think, was the last one that I would say you need to go see this
it,
or whatever. I saw Focus or whatever, but whatever. I think I'm going to see Cinderella this weekend.
Oh God,
not my choice.
Chrissy's choice.
Yeah. I'm saying, well, as long as we get to see Furious 7, or you know what? Actually,
I'm catching up now.
Yeah, we'll talk about that and remind me to get a Fast and Furious report. And,
gotcha.
Anyway, so let's start with the weekend box office. Insurgent. Yeah, whatever. She was great. Or Shailene Woodley, I think it was. I liked The Fault in Our Stars. Actually, that was actually a really good movie. I think it was a tearjerker. I didn't cry because I'm a stone cold bastard. But still,
he has no soul.
So they tell me. It came in at $54 million. It's a sequel to Divergent, and it's like
it's the second one ever in the books.
It's kind of like Hunger Games, but
it is Hunger Games.
Not the quality of Hunger Games. It's like
the Hunger Games, The Giver, Maze Runner. Just pick one. It's all the same.
It's all the same.
This looks like The Matrix Reloaded meets Hunger Games, and I really
look. Hunger Games is making a lot of money. Okay, studio. What do we got that's close to us? Well, what do we got in the young adult section? We got Divergent. Yeah, let's screw it. Put it up there.
Yeah, and
that's what it is right now. They're just.
Not something I recommend. It's just. I mean, we know what we talk about with movies on here.
When you get more views on honest trailers,
yeah,
that sum it up perfectly. You're good.
Yeah. So just it's up to if you guys are into that, that's cool. It's just not my kind of thing. Cinderella came in at number 2, $34 million, topping it off at $122 million. So, Disney, keep making those live action movies, or reiterations of your movies, like you will Beauty and the Beast, and that little bastard.
Oh God, Quasimodo.
No, I was thinking the
Mickey.
mouse. Yeah, Mickey. Yeah. Well, he's just going to keep bringing in the dough. Run All Night, Liam Neeson, $5.1 million, totaling it out at $19.7 million. Yeah, sorry, Liam. That's not so much a flop as number 4, The Gunman, which was from the director of Taken, the original Taken, with Sean Penn. Idris Elba and
Javier Bardem.
Yeah, Javier Bardem. It came in at $5 million.
How much was that budgeted?
I don't even want to know. Yeah. We've talked about like older actors trying to go into the action movies, and maybe it's just a sign that we're kind of tired of it right now, or maybe it's just nothing original about it. They didn't sell it. Maybe they didn't market it right. I don't know.
It could also be not a lot of people actually like Sean Penn.
I've never been a big Sean Penn fan. I mean, this movie, when I saw the trailer originally, I was like, all right, I'll be open to it, but now I'm just. I'm not interested. Kingsman, however, did $4.6 million, still at the top 5. $114.5 million. More power to it. It's probably going to be dropped. This might be the last weekend it's in the top 5. If you guys want to take a bet with me, I say it's going to be in top 5 next week. If
it's still being played.
It's probably still out there some places or whatever. I wouldn't expect it too much longer. It's probably going to be on demand in the next couple months. Anyway.
True.
So, all right, boys, let's go to what I consider the biggest news of the week right now. So, Mission Impossible 5 is now entitled... Wait for it. Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. Okay.
Oh my God!
Scratch your
head.
Civil
War.
Yeah. No, scratch your head. You know what's about to come here. It's Tom Cruise, Jeremy Renner, Simon Pegg, Ving Rhames, Alec Baldwin, and newcomer Rebecca Ferguson.
Ving Rhames.
Yeah, Ving Rhames. I didn't know. I mean, we knew he was still alive, but we just never.
All he's doing right now are the voiceovers for the Arby's commercials.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a very. All right. How many of you guys liked Ghost Protocol, the 4th one?
Didn't see it.
Oh, you need to borrow that.
Yeah, you can get it
I think you'll like that. Director Brad Bird directed The Incredibles. You might like it. I don't know. Still produced by J.J. Abrams and Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise, doing Tom Cruise stunts off the highest building in the world in Dubai.
Yeah.
And, it's really cool. I mean, it's got some really good scenes in there. Is it the best, Mission Impossible movie? I'm still up for debate on that.
True.
I don't know. 1 and 3 stand out a little bit more, but I still like 4 a lot, though. Whatever. Now, this new one is directed by Christopher McQuarrie. We talked about him before. He directed Jack Reacher. He's directed, he wrote Live, Die, Repeat, Edge of Tomorrow. So this guy is, him and Tom Cruise are buddies, or they're new buddies right now, and this seems like a pretty obvious choice or whatever. This trailer, I wish you guys had a chance to see it. I don't think you did.
Yeah,
And
it's
more action packed. Now, a teaser trailer released just randomly popped up on Sunday afternoon and gave the title and just had like this 1 minute thing, had Alec Baldwin in there. You see bike chases, you see Tom Cruise, and that is really Tom Cruise strapped to an airplane 5,000 feet in the air, because that's what Tom Cruise does, and that,
Scientology!
He knows if he falls, that alien spaceship is going to come down and make sure he doesn't die.
I've got balls of steel.
Pretty much, yeah.
Basically, just saying, come at me. What do you want?
Yeah, and it's just like he is a stuntman. I mean, this guy, he will push that envelope to make sure,
we
the
already
audience
knew he was crazy.
Yeah. But I mean, honest, still to see that when you see that scene, it's just like, oh my god, this guy just. He's an entertainer, He made
at the same time. Is this also a call for help?
I still miss you, Nicole.
Do we need to have an intervention?
And Katie too, right?
Strapping yourself to the airplane.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like, how much higher can you go up, Tom Cruise in space?
Katie, take care of Siri.
Mission Impossible Moonraker.
We're high the red man at the saucer wars.
So anyway, that's done alone. I was reading some interview with Simon Pegg today, how he's actually doing like the bike scenes in there. He's doing the BMW car chase. Simon Pegg was right in there with him. He's like, how do I sit in a car with Tom Cruise and say, yeah, I'm not going to switch with the stunt double. It's like, you can't just, be a pussy. You got to actually go for it.
But Peg's like, get me out of this car now.
Yeah, so every time you see him in there, that's actually Simon Pegg and Tom Cruise.
Freaking out probably at the same time.
And that probably is what's going on. You see the BMW car chase, and it's going backwards off a flight of stairs or whatever.
Buckle your seatbelt. Now you tell me this.
So here's the synopsis. The new flick finds Hunt's highly effective but destructive impossible mission force, IMF, disbanded by vengeful Washington bureaucrats such as the CIA chief, played by Alec Baldwin. But Hunt pulls his team together, Jeremy Renner, Simon Pegg, Ving Rhames, and newcomer Rebecca Ferguson, to battle the shadowy force known as the Syndicate and its elusive leader, Sean Harris, no-namer. Syndicate, from what I understand, first of all, was teased at the end of Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. Second of all, this is supposed to be a big organization all the way back to the TV series for our dads and grandfathers that have watched that. So for all you listeners that are a little older out there, then you are very familiar with the Syndicate. What is it? It's probably... It's Hydra. It's Hydra. It's Spectre.
Yeah, they're all the same.
It's pretty much what an anti-IMF. That's what it is. Yeah. And you know what? I'm all for it. Okay. Mission Impossible movies are not out for it's the same thing for a Fast and Furious movie. It's not out to win any awards. Okay, maybe visually and maybe for like stunts and sound editing or whatever. And that's what we go in there for. We're not going in for the best story. Last time it was about trying to launch Russian nukes and start a war versus America.
That's been done so many times.
It's a James Bond plot, and that's fine. I have no problem with that. Just make it a little bit interesting. So it had bike chases in Mission Impossible 2. Not many people like Mission Impossible 2. I'm one of the very few that likes the woo. Okay, and
walk out the doves. It's got to have those damn doves.
Yeah,
I'm saying right now, face off.
Yes,
that's what it was. That's what that movie was. So what this movie will be, what's interesting about the Mission Impossible franchise is it constantly reinvents itself. Okay?
True, yeah.
Brian De Palma directing the first one, John Woo directing the second, J.J. Abrams directing the third one. Brad Bird did Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. Now you have Christopher McQuarrie. It depends on what kind of stunts they're going to do. It's not about the story, like I said. So think of it as a Fast and Furious. It's a good popcorn flick, blockbuster. Comes out July 30th. And I'm looking forward to seeing it. So
it's a pretty good summer we got coming up right now.
We have a big summer. I guess I have to do my summer releases starting next weekend because
April kicks in.
Because Furious 7 is right around the corner, ladies and gents. I guess before I'll come back to that still. Sure. I promise you. Disney and Paramount did make a deal though, because you notice how I said Rogue, and probably you guys were thinking, didn't you just talk about Rogue last week? I did say Rogue. I said Rogue One, and I was referring to Star Wars. Okay, and that's owned by.
Oh God! Yeah, that
right. So what Disney and Paramount actually did is they made a deal to refrain from referring to Rogue One this summer and any promotional, like anything like promotional related or whatever. So they're going to pretty much, obviously they're going to be pushing The Force Awakens or whatever. So right now they're going to lay off Rogue One. You probably won't hear much about that until the Star Wars convention. But in the meantime, it's all Rogue Nation. So don't get those confused to our listeners out there. All right.
Mission Impossible Rogue Squadron. The crossover you've all been waiting for. Tom Cruise straps himself to an X-Wing and blows up the Death Star single-handedly.
Well, he is short enough he could play R2.
Oh, wow.
Sorry, that just came to mind for some odd reason.
Well, that answers the question, because somebody's like, where can Tom Cruise go next? He can go to space. Just like the moon, Reiki goes.
Oh, my God.
Oh, I got to move on here. Okay, so going back to the summer movies real quick, we'll touch on this, Bradley.
Yep.
You're in the middle of doing it the same thing I am. Yeah. We're having a binge on Fast and Furious movies right now.
Yeah, buddy.
JR, you're welcome to join us if you want. I just finished up Fast 5, and I gotta say it's the one that turned me around on the whole franchise, because I remember when I saw that, or when I heard about it, I was like, I don't want to see this. I was like, I've been done with Vin Diesel forever.
It's because once you saw 4, you're like, okay.
I didn't even.
Let's see what happens next.
But 5 was like,
it
brought right
like
back.
I told JR, it's like you get the BS at the beginning out of the way, get him out of jail, and then you just he falls into something completely. It's Ocean's 11,
Yeah, pretty
and
much.
you get the whole cast together. They don't give any explanation of what happened between 2, 3, and really 4.
No, they're just like, you better have watched the films beforehand to know who these people
how did Tyrese and Ludacris fall in there? Oh yeah, remember from Miami?
Yeah, from 2, yeah. No.
What? No. Okay, whatever. But they made it work. And
oh wait, you forgot to.
Where'd the Asian guy come from? Did you see 3?
Yeah.
Who did?
Yeah. How about Tokyo?
Yeah, he keeps asking. He's like, I want to go back to Tokyo. You were there.
Not yet, as he's necking with Gal Gadot. So that's okay. Yeah. Did he slap that ass or did he grab it?
Why they kept? Yeah, whatever.
I liked it. I don't know.
I know there were some good jokes. It's just Tyrese blows the hell out of me. So
I love Tyrese. I really like Tyrese.
Oh, I can't stand.
You got hundreds of back pockets. Left cheek, left cheek, left cheek.
Yeah.
We hungry.
God, I almost stepped out of that. Anyway, going back into summer movies that are not going to be coming out this year, but eventually in, I guess, 2017?
Dang, 2 years out.
Yeah. Let's start with this one. So it's confirmed. We've talked about the Russo brothers, Joe and Anthony Russo, who directed Captain America, The Winter Soldier, are going to, what's being reported, should I say? It's almost in the books. Badass Digest reports that they are going to be directing Part 1 and Part 2, Avengers Infinity War. Now, I'll put my 2 cents in on this.
Buy comic books now so you can catch up.
Yeah, really. First of all, these guys, before they directed Captain America 2, they directed a movie called You Mean Dupree. Just throwing that
is amazing.
Just throwing that out there, okay?
You went from straight to Walmart DVD bin to that.
To FX played like every day.
Oh my God.
I believe they were writing Community, if I'm not mistaken. Or at least one of those guys, or Parks and Rec. I forget which one it was.
That's probably how they got it.
Yeah, anyway, so that's how they did that. Yeah. So just remember where these guys came from. And they've been working with Marvel since at least 2013, okay? When a director really sinks his teeth into a project or whatever, say Joss Whedon, we see how tired he can get from this. Now you're taking these guys from 2013 to at least maybe 2019, 2020. They're going to direct Captain America 3. Civil War, okay, which starts shooting in 2 weeks, mind you, or whatever.
Jesus.
These guys are going to be so busy. They've also been possibly attached to doing a Ghostbusters reboot with Channing Tatum. At what point do you say, guys, you got to make money? You're taking on too much too fast. Not just Marvel, but you're just saying they're going to burn out.
Yeah, they're going to burn out, and then you're going to kill the project because if you don't give them the time, they're just going to rush through it.
Creativity.
Exactly.
Originality,
creativity. They're just going to rush through it because they're trying to make a deadline.
I'm fearful with this because I know I'm sure that they already had ideas for Captain America 3 and they knew where they were going to take that. But throwing them into Infinity War,
it's the
that's
studio
when you bring
there
somebody
looking
else on.
Yeah, the studio is just looking at their list and go, who do we have? All right, let's just manage them. This, and this. We got this timeline. It's like no.
But if you look at the studio's track record with Phase 1, they started off with Jon Favreau, who only directed the first 2 Iron Mans. Kenneth Branagh, who directed the first Thor. I can't remember the guy. Joe Johnston, I think, directed Captain America, First Avenger. But they've been bouncing around with directors for so long now. They had the guy from Game of Thrones direct Thor #2, Shane Black direct Iron Man 3. So, I mean, they keep it fresh, at least, with that.
All right.
With this is an interesting term because you're just keeping the same guys on. Joss Whedon's done with it.
Yeah.
He might be on to produce. He might throw in his 2 cents, but it's just like...
He's walking away. It's like, dude, I just got burnt out on it.
And it's going to be the whole thing.
You see my bank account, mic drop.
Yeah. It's going to be like the whole thing with the Dark Knight trilogy. Christopher Nolan, he did 2 amazing Batman movies.
True.
Okay.
Yes.
He started off with the and I trust me, I have love for 3. I know you guys don't. I have love for 3. But by the time he got to the third one, it's just like, okay, Warner Brothers is just saying,
it's not there.
You're going to make this one because we let you do Inception or whatever. So it's to a point just like he was burned out, and he didn't put his heart and soul into that.
True.
And it just
he wanted to do Inception. He wanted to do that.
Sorry for the Warner
passion.
Brothers tie-ins, you bastards, but
That's
whatever.
That probably was like his kind of like middle finger to the company. He's like, yeah, that's my end deed. What now?
Okay.
Mic drop.
Michael Bay, Transformers. Yeah. So just throwing that out there, and I really hope that, I know these guys, who would have thought, like I said, these guys could do that kind of a movie with Captain America, the Winter Soldier, that much action in a spy thriller, so to speak.
Yeah, definitely that. It's like, you never would have suspected.
Hey, if James Gunn can come from Scooby-Doo to Guardians of the Galaxy, these guys can do that.
Anything's possible, yeah. We do have a synopsis for Captain America Civil War. Like I said, it's going to be starting to shoot in the next couple weeks. And here it is. Following the events of the Following the events of Age of Ultron, the collective governments of the world pass an act designed to regulate all superhuman activity. This polarizes opinion amongst the Avengers, causing 2 factions to side with Iron Man or Captain America, which causes an epic battle between former allies. We don't know who's going to be on which side. We know also that Daniel Bruhl, if you guys ever saw the movie Rush, really good movie, by the way, had Thor in there, and it was directed by Ron Howard, the whole IndyCar movie based on a true story.
Again, if you read the comics, you would know who's on which side. But,
he's going to be playing a guy named Baron Zemo. Like I said, it's going to be all... Whatever happens in Age of Ultron, there's going to be a fallout. We can already see that from the trailer, so stay tuned for that. Anyway, and also there's a rumor going around that Sony's trying to cast a 16-year-old Spider-Man. And they also dropped it that it's going to almost certainly be Peter Parker. So for those of you that thought it was going to be the other characters that were, portrayed Spider-Man, everybody know it's word association. What do you associate?
Spider-Man, Peter Parker.
Right.
Yeah.
So there you go. Tony Stark's actually Iron Man. Now that Sony and Marvel Entertainment are working together, Tony Stark might be testing and training Spider-Man though too. Could be interesting. I don't know. Don't be such a pussy kid. We all lose our dad. Anyway, so moving on to other comic book news. I feel like I have a lot of comic book news, but I know you guys don't mind, though, too.
I don't mind at all.
No, but for our listeners, I try to throw a mix in there, but what happened with big news out there, you just got to say, filming is underway for Deadpool.
Yeah, buddy.
Now, we already have one set image from the lovely... I hope she's talented. Marina Backham. I think that's how you say the name. She tweeted her actor's chair that showed a temporary logo and her character's name on there. You can find that on our Instagram. It said on the chair, the name Vanessa. Now, for those of you that do not know that name, it is the character who plays Copycat in the movie, in the comic book series. Pretty much she is, she's compared to Mystique. She is a shapeshifter. But she also can inhibit the powers of a superhero if she does, shift into them. So the best one I heard is
Deadpool versus Deadpool.
So the best one I heard is that if she was fighting Wolverine, kind of like Mystique did in the first X-Men, sure, she can do the claw thing or whatever, but she can also have the power to heal.
Reheal because it's regenerative.
So that puts a little interesting spin on that as well, too. We know T.J. Miller, he's going to be playing the character Weasel in there. Weasel is the guy, is pretty much like his supply kind of weapons guy or whatever, and apparently he's going to have a lot of fun banter with Deadpool as he does in the comics, too. So, T.J. Miller, I've only seen him in a couple of movies, but what I've seen, the guy's really funny, and he was in She's Out of My League. He was in Transformers 4. He was probably the best part of it. He did a voiceover in Big Hero 6, which was really, really funny in there, too. So, awesome there. Gina Carino is going to play Angel Dust. Don't know anything about that character just yet. Let's see what else I have here. It opens on February 12th, 2016, so stay tuned for more on that.
Red suit for Valentine's Day.
Yeah. This just happened just about in the last couple hours. Breaking news when it feels like breaking.
Breaking news on the Bantering Bohs.
Breaking news with Josh Spiegel, 98 Rock Online. X-Men Apocalypse is adding Jubilee to the cast.
Yes! I guess.
Sure, it's a yes.
Why not?
Wow.
That'd be hilarious.
You got a little excited
Isn't
there,
she
buddy.
going to be young as hell if it's in the 80s?
Well, that's a good point there,
Oh,
JR.
yeah, exactly. Because
it's now the X-Men kids, pretty much.
True, yeah.
So now you're adding in there Cyclops, Jean Grey, Storm, Nightcrawler, and Jubilee.
If they make it just like the animated series I grew up with, we'll be fine.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Teenager.
She looked a little young, I might say.
But the funny thing is there was actually a cameo of her actually in the first one, but that's a different story.
We remember everything's redone.
Everything's redone.
Back in time. Yeah, back in time.
Back when that trilogy was not handled correctly.
Yeah, true. Mm-hmm.
Whoa, this is heavy.
Yeah, it's going to be portrayed by an actress named Laura Condor. Don't know too much about that, but we know. I'll bring you more X-Men news in the following week or whatever. Promise you that. Going on to Wonder Woman. You guys saw the pictures of Wonder Woman of Gal Gadot. Even watching her in Fast Five, Bradley, would you say that? What kind of shape would you say she's in?
In Fast Five that she was?
Yes. Be honest. It's fine.
She was thin.
Yes.
She was thin, and there was really nothing really there, I'm afraid to say.
That's supermodel thin right there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Here's the thing, especially in Fast Five. Like, there's that one scene in there where she's like, I'll go get his handprint. She just, like, takes off the drape.
Great scene, by the way.
Great scene. But she just takes off the drape, and it's just her in the bikini. But you look at her, and it goes...
No motion filming.
Yeah, they do slow motion, but at the same time, it's like, I was expecting a little bit more.
She's got a gorgeous face.
She has a gorgeous face. But she, especially Wonder Woman, she has to bulk up from what she was in Fast Five.
Right. And that's what I'm going with is everybody's saying she's too skinny and so forth. Now, she did get in better shape overall. Yeah. I mean, I would say she's definitely,
she's been working out, especially.
Oh, yeah, she has.
She got a great ass.
Yeah. Well, hopefully. Anyway, a lot of critics are saying, that she's too skinny, and she was saying, and she's, she knows all the comments that are coming out there too. She said, everybody's saying I'm too skinny, my boobs are too small, I look like I have an eating disorder, yada, 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 or whatever. Pretty much she's saying...
Wonder Woman's in Amazon. She needed an Amazon woman.
She did reply to that, though, and I'll get to that in a sec. She said, I can take anything, it's just empty talk. She said, true Amazons had only one boob, and they described the characters having... Well, anyway, she said just one boob, yada, yada, yada. So
the one boob was to make it easier to draw the bow with.
It's a shame. It's a shame.
Way too much about that, Bradley.
It's a shame.
It was something I had to learn in history class. I don't know why.
It's a shame Ronda Rousey wasn't available to do it because I think she would have been perfect.
Oh, jeez.
You would have to dye her hair. But
no. Dude, the arms and the shoulders on that girl. Oh my
a lot of people
God.
wanted Gina Carino. I wanted the chick.
Carino
it was she was in Thor. She was like the sister or something like the brunette in there.
I know you're talking about.
I remember seeing pictures of her, and I'm like, I could see her playing Wonder Woman, but obviously Gal Gadot is not the obvious choice, and it's done. I mean, at least we're going to get her in 1 or 2 movies.
It's a shame it's not like the 1980s where you could have just called up Brigitte Nielsen and just, we need an Amazon quickly. She shows up with Stallone.
Yeah, true.
So she said she also went on in another interview describing the character as having unbelievable endurance, exceptionally strong. She can jump really high and practically fly. Now,
when you have an invisible blade, yes, you can fly.
I don't know too much about Wonder Woman, but I do know that she can fly apparently or whatever. So I could be wrong on that, but I don't know. Well, flying Gal Gadot, anything happen. So we'll see.
Let's see how good that endurance is.
And it's not much that Jesse Eisenberg. There's a picture of him in Empire magazine that came out today. He shaved his hair. He's bald.
The Lex
or whatever.
Luthor.
I want to kick him right in the taint every time I see him.
Yeah.
But he will make for a good villain just for that purpose though. Whatever. Can you just wait for Henry Cavill just to
Dude, the second he
do a Zod punch on his ass?
The second he bitch slaps him, I'm going to stand up in the theater and clap. That is like every fantasy of every bad movie I've had to watch with Eisenberg.
Yeah.
Dear.
I mean, The Social Network. I mean, I'd like to go back and rewatch it. It wasn't worth all the hype, I think, but I mean, I don't know.
He's the male Kristen Stewart.
Oh,
That's what I liken him to. The most socially inept person in Hollywood.
yeah. Anyway, though, so we'll post it on our Instagram. It's a guy who shaved his hair. He looks like Lex Luthor. Not much I can say about that,
They
but
did a black and white photo. That's it.
and they keep teasing us. And I'm hoping that by some small chance, when Mad Max comes out this year, we might see it some kind of a teaser. Even if it's the footage from Comic-Con, I'll settle for it because seeing that on YouTube and just the crappy footage. It was better than nothing, but Superman with his eyes lit up red, and then Batman turning on the bat signal.
Throw us a bone, man.
Yeah,
throw us a bone.
But remember, we're just still about a year away, though, too. So I mean, Star Wars didn't need to release that trailer a year in advance, but they just kind of did, saying just kind of feeding the fans. Anyway,
it's like, listen, guys, it'll be fine. Just look at this. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So speaking of fans, those of you, this broke last week right after we recorded. Those of you that like Dredd, the one with Carl Urban, that is, it's not looking so good for a sequel right about now. The original screenwriter Alex Garland, I believe it was, said that it won't happen with him or the other people who made it. The problem with this movie is it made $35 million worldwide. Worldwide.
Didn't make it, yeah.
Guess what the budget was?
I'm going to go like 100.
$50 million.
50.
Close enough, still. Yeah, I mean, Carl Urban wants this to happen. I mean, he's on board, but it just depends on funding and stuff like that, though, too.
Especially it's because, Dredd is good, especially as a movie. It's just, I don't know if it was at the time that it was released.
I don't think Kickstarter is going to save this.
Yeah,
one.
Kickstarter.
No, it won't. But I can tell you one that it did save. You ready for this?
I think you're going, I hope so.
Yeah. Meow now.
Oh, yeah. I know he's going meow.
Yeah.
Meow. Now you meow. Yep, I can't
Do I look like cat? Do you? Do I eat sauce now? Meow.
Yeah. I felt like I gotta take that picture later. All right, so it's finally happening. Super Troopers 2, that is. The
Broken Lizard.
Broken Lizard, yeah. So
I get a liter cola.
Yeah.
A what?
What? Liter
1
cola.
liter cola. Burger Punk.
Does that look like spit to you? Yeah. Burger Punk.
I don't care. Anyway, they have secured distribution through 20th Century Fox. Broken Lizard is going to be, producing it, of course, because that's the whole team that did the movie.
Entire
whatever.
one.
Jay, whatever his name is. Anyway, though, they have started was it Indigo campaign to fund the film.
Indiegogo.
Yeah, and it started about one day after launch, which was I think within yesterday. It raised already $2 million.
Damn! A lot of people want this to happen.
We've been praying for it for like the last 8 years.
Will it ever hit a worldwide release? I don't know. I mean, if anything, it's just gonna be in select theaters, and that's
then
fine.
afterwards it'll be
and then video on demand and so forth.
No,
whatever.
it'll be demanded. It's like
Yeah.
they'll do like the same thing they did with whatever the hell the movies that are like ready for a demand, demand it for your theaters or something.
And hey, that's fine. If you have to bring around movies, whatever. As long as this gets made, if I find it on Netflix, I'm watching. I will. I will.
Yeah.
Actually, I think we should all donate money for this to happen if we can. Come payday. Anyway, they pretty much are saying more money equals promises of louder explosions, action cameos from real actors, full frontal from Farva. And a wide release.
Just to let you know, apparently, as a weird tidbit, as they did on their comedy special, the President of the United States has seen him, seen that movie.
That's pretty good.
I love he comes on there, it's like, yes, I got to know that President Obama has seen me completely naked.
It was good. And the poster right now online, it says the time is meow. So for any of the listeners who love Super Troopers, as do we, go donate a few bucks over to them and help get this movie going. Last bit of news tonight. Another trailer for Entourage has released. It's a little bit more extended. We have a more idea of what's going to happen with the story. The boys are back. Tons and tons of cameos on there. You have Jessica Alba, T.I., Ed Harris, Gary Busey, Liam Neeson giving the finger,
yes.
Marky Mark with his entourage. God, I'm trying to think what else. For any of those who remember the movie or just the show, Billy Walsh is back. Bob Saget. Ronda Rousey is in that also. Turtle is fighting her. It just,
perfect.
Yeah, pretty much everything you can expect from the TV show. Vince is trying to make, first of all, Ari Gold is now the head of Warner Brothers, okay?
Oh, God.
So he left his agency. Now he's going to be the head of Warner Brothers. Just picture this. Also, he said he's going to put Vince in his first film that he's going to actually be working with the company for. The thing is, Vince wants to direct this movie. And they're like, does he even know how to direct? So you can only imagine where this is going to go.
He gets all of his advice from Turtle.
Maybe so. Drama's in
drama,
there.
Of course.
Yeah, drama.
Drama will be telling you a story about back in the day.
Yeah. Back when I was, on the set of...
When I was on Viking Quest, we did that one episode where we're in this...
Victory! Yeah.
Attorney Brother, did you use that?
Yeah, so it has Billy Bob Thornton and Haley Joel Osment are going to be in there. They are going to play a big part because they're the part of the ones funding this movie though too, because it shows that he's directing some kind of action like zombie movie or whatever, and these guys are funding the film somehow, some way.
They're going up against the
bottom line
Dead.
is any way to get this group back on. I want to I want to see this movie. I've been waiting for this movie. I'm glad it's happening. So.
Thank God.
Yep. Anywho, though, real quick wild card before I forget.
You have to ask yourself one question. Do I feel lucky?
Don't forget. You want to play rough? Okay. Wild card, bitches! Yeah!
Yes, tonight's wild card is brought to you by Vitamin Water. Drink some. Yeah. At the 50-cent one. Anyway, though, Apple TV. I wanted to talk to you guys about this really quick, and HBO. Apple TV is adding the channels of HBO Now, and it's going to be launching next month or whatever. Now,
correct.
You guys just found this out. It's happening within the next couple weeks. For those of you that don't own Apple TV, it's just a streaming box. I would say it's a stream box. It's everything that a Xbox and a PS3 can do aside from the gaming. That's the best way I would describe it. It has all the apps that you have on there. You can use your iPhone if you have one or your iPad to actually do stuff on there too. It's a nice little product. I think it's less than $99. I think you were saying, how much is it on our Amazon
right now? And I think it's just for the box alone, it's $69.99 if I'm not mistaken.
On the Bantering Bohs Amazon page.
On the Bantering Bohs Amazon page, yes. But there is speculation to why that is. Do you want me to do that real quick?
Sure, go for it.
There's speculation to see that this upcoming June, there's going to be a announced revamp of the Apple TV. So we're going to get... I think we're in third generation right now, so we may get a fourth generation one announced in June. So that's probably a reason why the price dropped. So with obviously looking to have more storage space, faster processor, more supported file formats, especially they're looking to do onto there is what there's being speculated. So that's what we're thinking at. But to go on back to the Apple TV,
yeah. So HBO is cutting its own cord, and pretty much,
thank God,
you do not have to pay for cable to get HBO. Now you can just get HBO. You can get all the shows that go with a Game of Thrones if you're into girls.
I hope it's everything on there.
I thought you were going to say you hope Girls is a part of that. I was
on
like,
HBO.
Get out.
And especially with HBO, do you also get the movies too with the HBO, or you
yes,
just get
you're
the
supposed
TV
to get
shows?
the movies on there. I remember even like with HBO Go, you had access to even like The Sopranos, The Wire, all the old Entourage episodes. You get everything on that. So I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen with HBO
Wonder
now.
if the Cinemax options as well.
They would probably have their own one. They would probably have to do.
But HBO owns Cinemax.
Yeah,
it
they
does?
do. Yeah.
Okay.
Skinemax.
So, Skinemax, yes. Though it's interesting that they decided to go with Apple especially and not go with something that could be a little bit easier to get. Let's say the Kindle Fire that you can get off our Bantering Bohs Amazon page. Yeah. But, I mean, finally we at least know some information on how they're cutting the cord from the cable companies, so you don't have to have that.
Right.
Pricing-wise, we do not know how much it is yet.
No.
I mean, how much right now would you have to pay for HBO, like with cable?
It's an additional $15, $20 at least per month.
Is it?
I have no idea. I haven't had HBO in a couple of years now, so I really couldn't tell you.
Okay.
I can tell you that I'm going to guess that these cable companies are essing their pants right now.
Pretty much.
Because HBO is usually the one that draws in, whatever. And the history has shown what these TV shows, their TV shows have. So, it's big. I don't know. So, I mean, if you can, grab a hold of an Apple TV, and if you can, I would imagine HBO, you're going to have to pay at least $15-$20 per month for this, maybe.
Probably play the premium price anyway.
Maybe. I don't know,
but as long as if they include everything HBO
we need to find out what it's going to include.
True.
So,
because you don't know if it's it's only the regular shows. What if, especially like new episodes? So let's say you're a Game of Thrones fan, you want to see the new episodes of Game of Thrones. Do you get to stream it the day it goes live, or do you have to wait like the next day?
I bet you're going to have to wait the day after.
The day after, probably. I imagine that's what cable companies going to hold down. Is that cable company is like, well, if you get it with cable, you see it the day it gets released. Well,
we'll do it live,
basically, or you wait a day or a week on the HBO Now to see it. So
I don't have cable, so this would be better for me.
For people who are basically trying to cut the cord, it's like, hey, finally HBO on something else.
This might make cutting the cord worth it.
True.
I mean, you can only get so much on Hulu Plus and
with Apple, though,
Netflix and stuff like that, and Amazon. But a lot of these companies are already doing their own TV shows on there too. House of Cards. Amazon has that one show.
Netflix alone, when they put out House of Cards, their subscription bumped up, and they're already putting through a lot of original content right now. So that's what you see, especially
Daredevil's
on the other ones.
coming soon.
Daredevil, we'll see how that is. I mean, even Hulu even started has releasing up their own original content. I don't know any of the names. I'm afraid to say. I'm sorry.
Either do I.
Yeah.
No,
but
anyway, I just figured it was worth noting, for our listeners out there who do, movies and original TV shows like that. Definitely check it out. So
if you want to get ready for the Entourage movie, you can be able to get see the original episodes.
Well, I can't loan every single DVD to all our listeners, unfortunately. I'd love to, but I still watch the show all the time. So what can I say? I'm on season 3 right now. Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll make it in time for that. Anyway, recommendations for the week, boys. Go for it.
Out of random odd kind of games out there, especially if you're into just games that are just visual, like those walking simulators out there. Sorry, sometimes I like to not care and just play through a game to see just pretty visual sometimes. Recently I was acquired the Old City Leviathan. Absolutely stunning psychological kind of a walking simulator as you go through the mind of a person's broken mind, especially, and he's trying to piece together all these events that are going on and try to make sense of it, and just incredible creepy visuals, especially as you see in this guy's mind, and absolutely stunning graphics, I must say. I just showed a picture before we recorded to James of just one shot I just took up a wall, and he's like, damn. So I'm only about halfway through, I think, right now, but still enjoying it, and just the visuals alone right there. The narration's actually spectacular, I must say, unlike some that are out there, especially for walking sims. But if you want a little bit more action in your games, try out a little game that costs 99 cents called Shin Samurai Jazz, if I'm getting that correctly. If you like old school 8-bit games, old school NES games, back in those days, they're just not about action and doing ninja fighting stuff. Yeah, 99 cents Shin Samurai Jazz, or the Old City Leviathan.
I'll pay a penny if you can say that name one more time.
Shin Samurai Jazz. Or the Old City Leviathan.
There's your pen.
Okay.
The band who opened for Hollywood Undead, who I mentioned last week, a band by the name of From Ashes to New. Kind of an interesting mix, more in the same mold of Hollywood Undead. Some rap going along with some singing, some screaming, some electronic drum synths going in there too. Kind of like someone put a whole bunch of different genres into a paint mixer and just said, let's see what comes out on the other side. But been jamming out to them in a car recently. Pretty good ride. Go check them out. Yeah.
Okay. Like I said, we're at that end of the time where there's still crap out there, and I say crap. When I say the movie Get Hard, Will Ferrell and Kevin Hart, kind of be honest, I'm tired of both of them. I really am. I really, truly am. I say continue with your Fast and Furious binge, or go see if you can find Kingsman, which is something I need to go do this weekend. Yeah. So, in the meantime, here we go. Time to go. Alrighty, so in the meantime, find us at thebanteringbohs.com. There you will find all of our latest shows and links to all the various social media networks. Gentlemen, have a great week.
You too, sir.
You too.
And everyone listening, thank you as always for listening, and we will catch you next week. Peace out.
Put him in a cup. Help!
Folks, do make sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at The Bantering Bohs. Also be sure to like us on Facebook at facebook.com/The Bantering Bohs. Thank you and deuces.